That's what I do. That's what I do. I look up my page. That is like that. That now. Alright, if I go share this out, share page. Share to my page. Good afternoon. There's a phone. Share my page. Share to. What else do we got? We got always green fire. Always green fire, green fire page and the Green News Network. Those seem to be places that give a damn about truth topics. All right, what am I talking about? I got a couple things I like to come on my mind. That's on your mind. First question I have, I have to go back and see the comments. I didn't see all of them. Wait, let me turn the music down. My mic is on. Turn the music. Look, didn't change the background yet because I like this background. It's working. Delicious and nutritious. I love this background. Let me find comments here. I like to remind myself where I'm at. I like to remind myself where the hell I'm at. All right. That. What didn't I do? Oh, I gotta bring in the Facebook comments because it's funky. It's got a funky comment workaround. For my first question I have, I have to go back and see the comments. Back. That's the wrong way. Boom. Here we go. All right. Do that. And bring down the Facebook comments in the backup way. Here we go. I see people coming in already. Good morning. All right. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday all day today. Where is Facebook? Workaround comments. Yeah, it's there. It looks weird, but it's there. Can I fix that? That's a little weird. I can fix that a little bit. Let's see if I stretch it over like that. Boom. There we go. Workaround. Who is that? Good morning, Brother Mark. Good morning, Courtney, and Mark, and Kevin, and Stacy. Good morning. Good morning, people. Got that. Let me go find YouTube. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah. So the question I asked the other day. I'd like to know for a second, if y'all got a moment. Man, YouTube gonna work easily. Oh, that might actually work. Is that gonna work? Nope, it's not working. I'm gonna give it a minute, see if that works. Question I asked yesterday. Oh, wait. Is my volume too loud? Volume's too loud. Let's turn it down. There we go to 6. There we go. Sound team messing up. Question I asked yesterday. What are some of the questions that will not be asked in the 2020 war criminal elections? I want to know, what are the questions? Me, I think everything is around central banking. Will you get rid of the central banks? Hell no. Are you going to stop bombing children? Hell no. They're not going to ask that question. I might go to the thread and look at some of the other questions people are asking. People ask a question about student loans. No, they don't want to educate the population. Hell no! Oh, I want to ask a question about the police state. Are you going to stop with the police state and putting millions of people in prison? You're supposed to be looking out for people you took oaths to that got a constitution. You going to stop that? No. Nope. That is not going to be a debate question in the 2020. Who can put up the best charismatic following for war criminal elections? It's just not gonna happen. All right, let me sign in YouTube before I get too excited. Ooh, I gotta post that. No, I'm not. The first largest is in Israel. That's where the Zionists are oppressing our brothers, the Jews. I guess Zionists are brothers too. They're just a little psychopathic at the moment. Iran. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're invading Iran. Well, I don't know. Are we invading Iran? Some weird things are happening I can't process. Trump, ordered the airstrike, then called it back? Why would he call it back? That's not normal. They murder them like hotcakes, just like they murder you. Oh, and the other thing in the news, the senators on the run. Y'all hear about Oregon? Man, I thought I saw something on this the other day, and I didn't even pay attention to it because I try to avoid your fake news. But the senators in Oregon are on the run. They're chasing them. The boys on the run. They're running because they don't want to sign the climate change bill. They don't want to have a vote. Did y'all hear about that? There was an interesting perspective on that bill on RT. This is why I don't get excited about nothing till I get the whole story. You got to have the Paul Harvey entire damn story before you say or think anything. But climate change is bad. We need to fight the darn Republicans. They hate the climate. No, they don't hate the climate. They're sellouts like your party is. So apparently they're on the run. Now I don't know why they're on the run. It might, I see theatrics everywhere. I see a lot of theatrics, but what they like to do in these bills is they like to, what do they call them, pig ears? They like to take a pig, because they all eat lots of pig. Y'all shouldn't eat pig. Don't eat pigs. It's a filthy animal. It's a beautiful animal. We take care of it, but we don't take care of it. We like abuse them, put them on farms, make them eat crap, literal crap. Don't eat a pig. They put the pig ears on. They attach things. So it's a climate change bill. Actually, it's not even a climate change bill. It actually is a police state bill. It is a literal police state. It's a police state bill. We're gonna look at that. No, I don't know why they're running. I hope they're running for the right ideas. They said they're gonna shoot at any state troopers that come their way. Yeehaw! That is not happening. That is. I grew up around rich people. They don't shoot. They don't know. Only the psychotic ones, the ones that are psychotically violent shoot. They're psychotic, but they're psychotic financially. Hell no, they ain't shooting. The senators get there, the state troopers get there, they're gonna be like, okay, all right, I'm here, I'm right here. Nope, the gun, it's fake. I got it at Walmart, it's plastic. Nope, it's a water gun, don't shoot. I just did it for theatrics because I need the militias and the people on my side rally to me like I'm tough. Nope, I'm a wimp, I'm a coward, just like all the rest of them. I don't go to war. Nope, my kids don't go to war. I send your poor kids to war. That's what I do. Don't arrest me. I'm gonna come along with you. I'll sign the bill. Big police state bills, not a climate change bill. All right. The senators' lives don't matter. Senators' lives don't matter. It's a big police state bill for rolling out RFDI chips and monitoring and 5G. So I don't say anything. I sit back. I talk about some aliens or quantum physics or something, and until the rest of the story comes out. You know what? Another thing that let me plug in, because energy ain't free. I got to plug in. I brought my plug today. You know, the other thing, another thing, quantum physics messed up. Quantum physics is a bastard. You know what it messed up? It messed up when you're like not paying attention. I almost died yesterday. I was driving sleepy. Don't ever drive sleepy. I almost died. Yesterday was almost my last video. That was almost done. Yesterday it was went right on into traffic. Boy, I was sleepy. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying. Live for today, people. You never know when it's your last day. 3 nights ago, the deer ran across the road. Almost lost my life then. Crazy. One of y'all about to step up, have to do this. Start talking about truthful stuff. Having people shutting off your videos while you're trying to talk to John Sean. That's right. I know most of y'all didn't see it because you blocked Brother John. And I'm trying to tell you, don't block people. Don't block people. Love people. Everybody's experience is valid. Not the way they insult you. Not so much. I know they turned me off. I'm not going to say what I said yesterday. Hell no. Hell no. I got an infection on my page now. AI looking at me like, oh, this is a guy like John. We need to watch this boy. Hell no. They're going to turn this video off. I say what I said yesterday. I ain't going to say what I said. I'm just saying. Just don't let the smooth taste fool you. I am a hippie. I'm a hippie. And I got a lot of love. Be weary of people with love. People with love are capable of all the things you think they're not. Never mistake kindness for softness. What's I'm talking about? Oh, quantum physics. You know that thing that messed up? This is when you're like not paying attention. Because this is how I was thinking about how I almost died in a car accident and all that stuff. It wasn't an accident. I got away with it. But soul, see. Soul, gotta have soul. Yeah, I'm on a lot of coffee. Oh, when you're not paying attention, you're standing around like people, you're talking to them, whatever, you're not really paying attention because you're like picking up plants and stuff, you're getting ready to figure out what you want to propagate, whatever, and the person walk away real fast. They just walk away real fast. For quantum physics, I'll be like, all right, they walked away real fast. Where you go? Hey, John, where you go? Hey, brother, what you going in the bushes? Where you went around the side of the house? Where you going? Now it doesn't work that way. Now people walk away real fast. I'm just like, did they disappear? Did they phase to another dimension? Did they phase to the multiverse? Did Bigfoot come out another dimension, grab them, and take them back away? It's just for a moment. It was for a moment. It was just, I was talking to somebody, I was picking up some plants, they disappeared, and I was like, yeah. All right. Hey, ain't no supernatural no more, y'all. Ain't no supernatural. No. Nobody knows nothing. I want to talk about terror. Can we define terrorism for a minute? What is terrorism? Who are the terrorists? Because outside of the fact that Iran has the second largest Jewish population in the world, and they even got a nice Jewish hospital in Tehran just for our brothers and sisters, the Jews, and the Zionists coming to get them. Outside of that, I live in Pennsylvania. Damn it, I won't let them know it's got a big non-modern Christ spiritual population. I don't like the word Christian. It associate with killers, mass murderers, people with crosses that hate Jesus. Westboro Baptist Church might want to invade Pennsylvania. Why? For the same reason the Zionists might want to invade Iran. If it got the second largest population of real Jewish people, people who really read the Torah, people who really know that you're not supposed to rebuild the temple yet, they might need to kill them. They might need to oppress them the same way they are in Israel. They might need to hit them with a hose. They might need to spray them in the street, run over them with horses the same way the Jews are being oppressed by Zionists in Israel. All right, that's not what I want to talk about. What is terrorist? What is uh-oh. Sharon, what the hell is going on? Am I running my mouth? Somebody said Bigfoot, so I know they can hear me. Sharon can't hear me. I hear music but no voice. Can y'all hear me? Is this thing on? Hello? I think it's on. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me. Somebody talking about Bigfoot. I want to talk about Bigfoot, never, but I don't know nothing about Bigfoot. Is this thing on? Y'all can hear me? We good to go? Can we get going? All right, we talking about, well, you talking about terrorism. I don't know what you. Can you hit the like button if you hear me? Like, hit the like, love, show a brother some love. The true terrorists make memes. Yeah. Well, terrorism to me, if y'all can hear me. Oh, you hear him. Okay, you do hear him. Okay, so Sharon. Somebody tell Sharon. Sharon, y'all, because Sharon can't hear me. She can't hear me. That's funny to me. I don't know. Because Sharon like, yeah, this is normal. All right, I'm sorry. I'm messing with Sharon. Somebody tell Sharon, hey, girl, go out, come back in. Girl, go out, come back in. Girl, press the X button, go out, come back in. All right, there we go. All right. Terrorism. What is it to be terrorized? See, I think we get this messed up. I think we flip it around. Terror. If you bring terror, then you are a terrorist to that person. I think it's relative. I think that you can't say somebody's a terrorist and just, and they're not terrorizing nobody. That's what I'm saying. Or they might terrorize somebody. Or it's a really relative term for you. So when I think about me, and what do I feel terrorized by? Outside the fact that Iran is the only one fighting terrorism in the world. The only one. Terrorists have allies all over this planet, all the governments. Al-Qaeda, y'all say they're terrorists. Their only one fighting them is not the United States. It is not the West. It's Iran. Iran is sided against Al-Qaeda on every front. America invented Al-Qaeda. America invented them, gave them the weapons, the money, the guns, the candy, and drugs, and everything else that they need. All right. Outside of that fact, terrorism, a state of terror can't exist unless you have somebody terrorizing. Who's terrorizing in the world? Does someone make you feel terror? I have to say that nobody's terrorizing me because I don't feel any terror. I'm actually wave energy. I'm not actually here. I'm a spiritual creature in a meat suit having experience with 98% monkeys. I don't feel no terror. I don't really die, I just multiply. You just spread my energy around. I come back some trees and haunt you, poison you. I'm not, but I know who's trying to terrorize me. And ain't nobody 4,000 miles away trying to terrorize me. they're not terrorized, and they're not. But every terrorist that everyone attempting to terrorize me are right down the street, right down the damn street. I don't need to send drone weapons, and I don't need to get involved in your politics and your debates and your 2020 war criminals because you want to go terrorize other people. No, you can have things like education and healthcare and walls and all of that nonsense. I'm terrorized by laws. Somebody just said, who's that? Christine? Laws. That's terror. Law is terror. Law is terror. It's not a Muslim thing. What do they call them? Edicts? I guess it might be an edict. But that in my country, to terrorize me, you got to get together, have a 2020 debate, find a war criminal, find somebody for the police state, find somebody called a legislator, somebody who wants to write some terror laws to terrorize me and the people I love, and you need to put them in office. Those are the only people trying to terrorize me. So if you don't know what terror is and who is terrified, then how do you know who the terrorists are? I know who the terrorists are. I know who wants to terrorize me, but they don't scare me. Fear is a problem. Fear is a problem. You see 111 shares? No, you don't, Lori. No, you don't. No, you don't. Are you crazy? No, Lori, I didn't say that. Did I say that out loud? Damn it, was this Michael? That might be John. John does. I interviewed John yesterday. You didn't see it because you got him blocked. Yeah, John liked to share a lot. We had a great talk about revolution. Every time I talk to somebody, I come to some realizations. And this is why I talk to everybody. Because if you don't talk to everybody, you're stupid. That's why I don't like to block people, because it makes me more stupid. You know, everybody has genius thoughts if you give them time. If you can get past the differences in your indoctrination and your experiences, their indoctrination and their experiences, then you can get to the goal. You can get to the goodies. You can get to the beautiful resolutions, results of the experiments they've been running on this planet as they've been terrorized by government, stealing their children, throwing them in prison, things like that. John calls for a revolution. I don't. I think the word is we need something revolutionary. Now, whatever that is to you, that's what it is to you. Something revolutionary. We need systemic change at the core of the basis and heart and staples of our psychopathic, murderous, oppressive, slave-loving societies. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, let me do this. I want to show you something. I want to talk about education. Edumacation. I want to talk about a few things. Right? One, I think it was genius that in that bill, in the climate change bill, they put the police state, RFDI, 5G, all of that stuff in there. I think that's funny. It's an indicator that you believe in climate change and you're scared of climate change, but your politicians gonna give two damns. They're just taking a word that they throw out there and it rallies you around a cause and you become a supporter of your own demise. Right? Rolling out this, because I hate these words, because the word left, right don't mean nothing to me. Same damn thing. Same butt cheek. You can be left, right, same thing. They all agree, and right in the middle of their agreement is always an anus. I know, this is why people don't watch me. They're like, you stop offending me. I'm not trying to offend you. It's a system and a group. I will offend a system and a group all day long, especially if they're murdering children, taking my rights, enslaving me. But it's mostly, I guess they say, the left that believes in climate change and wants to fight for their government to not do anything about it and keep making it worse. But they don't read the laws. That was another thing I learned from John the other day. You know, I didn't know he was a law reader. That's kind of where I came in. This is where I really started to back away from politics, when I started actually reading the laws. Not the name of the law, but the actual law. When you actually read the laws, that's when you find out this law is not about climate change. This law is about sneaking in powerful aspects of the police state. It only might be 4 or 5 lines, but it's in every law. Every law. Every law. I dare you. I dare you to actually read the name of a law before you start clapping and cheering and sharing and supporting and whatever y'all gonna do, and read the actual bill. Read the actual bill. And you'll always find a couple lines in there that got nothing to do with the title. That's the goodies. That is where you need to look, because they take these initiatives that people are emotional about and they'll write a long bill, line after line, just all kind of ridiculous terms that I can't pronounce and spell half the time. Because they want me to give up. They want you to get like 30% of the way through the bill and say, okay, this bill is about climate change. We're gonna do this. Let's get her done. And you start cheering, get a flag, put your bumper sticker on. Keep reading. Keep reading. You will always get down to the lines that explain why the bill is actually there. And the bill is, it's to me, what I see is they lie about the name. They lie about probably 90-some% of the content. And it might be like gesture type stuff or whatever. Yeah, pork bellies, that's what it's called. Pork barrels, belly barrels, something like that. Lori said it, y'all see what she said. There's always that little 2% hidden. The fine print. You never heard of fine print? You know what fine print is in America? The fine print, that's where they get you. They're not gonna get you in 95% of the bill, they get you in a small percentage. Americans don't read, and they damn sure don't read laws, which is why they are the bringers of their own demise. Let me take you to that. I want to see that. I want to actually see it. I was only kind of half listening when she was talking about the bill, but she was nailing. This one came up on RT also. Where is this at? Right? China, wait a minute, what's China doing with some gold? Yeah, China's going on the gold standard because they're collapsing the American currency, which is what nobody really likes to talk about, but it's the real truth. Oregon politicians. Here we go. Boys, we're on the run.
Let's go tell people they'll only pay for what they need with Liberty Mutual.
You're on the run, boys. Get your guns. And apparently the militia went out to support him. John Sean, you better not be Brother Mark.
Dining and bed.
I bet. What the hell is this? No. Make your own furniture. Buy local furniture. We have carpet.
Police, they're still at it. They now have been.
They're still at theatrics, y'all.
Oregon police, they're still at it. They now have been at it for 5 days to no avail, by the way. What are they searching for, you think? Criminals? Well, no. I mean, not really. They're searching for 11 state senators who happen to be Republicans who fled the Capitol and have been, I guess, on the run. Nowhere to be found. They're apparently hiding. Why? Why? Because, well, they don't want to vote on something that they're paid to vote for, right? Or vote on, I should say. Because they're afraid that if they vote, they're not going to win because there's more on the other side than there are of them. I don't know. This is crazy. Joining us now, news with Rick Sanchez, correspondent Michelle Greenstein with more on the story. So let me get this right. These guys don't want to vote because they don't think the ultimate vote will come out their way.
You could certainly say so. These 11 members of the GOP Senate fled the state on Thursday, reportedly. And this is all about House Bill 20.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking for a minute. I remember my mama growing up. My mama wanted, she grew up on a farm. She ate delicious, nutritious food coming out of Arkansas. Granddaddy used to grow fresh vegetables and greens, peas for her all the time, corns and cabbage. Then she married that man called my daddy, moved to the city. Not New York City, but DC. They don't stand for Dodge. Actually, it does stand for Dodge City. It does, but that's not the point. She used to make peas from a can, and we know that's a crime in the gardening world. She used to take the peas that were colored dyed green and put them on Gerard's plate. Hell no, Gerard didn't like that. So what he would do, he'd go hide out. He'd go hide out under the bed, hide in the closet when it's dinner time, running and hiding. Whenever you see behavior in adults that's too damn childish when it's real business to do, that's somebody that should not be in government. I know you thought I was going to support them. I'm not really supporting them because I don't think they're hiding out for the right reasons. I was hiding out because my mama was giving me some fake old peas. They ain't got no flavor. They're not sweet because they ain't been in a damn can for 8 months, mama. They're hiding out because it's theatrics. But it's bringing on a good conversation. Now listen to Miss Michelle Greenstein. This woman is off the hook. This woman is brilliant. She nailed another.
2020, which is a bill that aims to reduce fossil fuel emissions, and it will actually impact every household in the state. So it did pass the House last week, and then it's supposed to go to the Senate, right? But because the Democrats outnumber the Republicans 18-12, they have that majority. The GOP senators, like you said, actually fled to refuse to provide the Democrats with a quorum because you need 20 senators present to pass any laws.
So this is kind of like a global warming demonstration or vote, I should say. Legislation.
The legislation, yes, does have to do with climate change. And so the governor of the state, Kate Brown, actually ordered the state police to go track those lawmakers down. So now the GOP senators that fled are facing a $500 a day fine for every day until they return. Now in Oregon...
Hang on, before she goes, I can't stop because I always want to say something. You shouldn't have police with guns if you are a government and these are your citizens. You should never have that. See, violation, another type of terrorism is terrorizing somebody. They're trying to terrorize them senators because they sending armed men with guns to go get them. Anytime you need a gun to go get somebody, you are a terrorist. Not only are they terrorizing them senators, but it's all theatrics, but I'm making a point. Don't elect violent people for office, ever. Not that y'all really elect them, but don't ever follow the leadership or support violent people. This is why systemically, and it doesn't fit in, but it's a word I like to use. I'm against laws, all of them, every last one of them. Because you never send men with weapons, deadly weapons, to go do a job that just requires an adult and a mouth. Negotiation and talk, which is why you never elect presidents that are for war. You never elect terrorists terrorizing. All right, back to it.
Militia named the 3%ers actually vowed to provide security for these lawmakers from the GOP, and they promised to do, quote unquote, whatever it takes to keep these senators safe. So we have an interesting drama unfolding
Under
here.
any circumstance, would we not be saying, if you're in a baseball game and you are losing, you can't just go home. If you're in a football game, you can't just quit in the third quarter because...
You stick it out, you lose, or you vote no in this case.
You vote
instead
no,
of
and then you come back, and hopefully next time you'll get the right votes and you'll win. So the fact that they're just not even showing up or hiding seems almost cowardly, doesn't it?
You could certainly say so. It's definitely garnering them a bit of media attention, and a lot of...
Yes, so not only the lady sent the police with the armed men to go get him as a coward, she ain't go get him herself. But they're cowards for running and hiding too. Cowardism all around, all around. We damn ridiculous.
People on the ground are supporting them, supporting these Republicans. A GoFundMe actually raised $30,000 in just 24 hours for these lawmakers. So
stop! I can hardly get through this one. This is a good one. So first of all, this goes back to the whole Bernie thing, and it also gets back to the Notre Dame thing. Poor people, please, if you're listening, poor people, y'all tag all the poor people, please stop raising money for millionaires. What the hell is wrong with you? Why do y'all do that? I don't know. It's like a weird psychosis. Anytime the billionaires or the millionaires or master, anytime they're having trouble, the poor people want to get together and get them money. I don't get that. And besides, outside of the fact, the police ain't gonna shoot the senators. Why? Because dogs don't bite their master. They know where they're fed. Police shoot poor people, right? Because the laws are written to go after the poor people. That's who they shoot, kill, and murder. They don't shoot, kill, and murder senators. Why? Senators can afford lawyers. People in trailer parks and ghettos and barrios, they can't afford lawyers. People in middle class, some of them can't afford lawyers either, which is why more and more police are being deployed to your suburban neighborhoods. Yeah, bonus. But this 3%. Was it 3%? 5%. I forgot who they are. 3%ers, y'all can go home. Y'all don't need to protect who owns the laws for the police. Police don't bite the hand that feeds them. Police got mortgages to pay. They got car notes like you. They got wives that need bigger rings that need them clean. They got husband that needs better video games. And them damn video games like $120 now. Damn game system's about $500. Shoot, the police got to get money. They're not gonna bite the hand that feeds. All right. It's a whole lot here, y'all. It's a whole lot.
Proponents of this bill say that it's good because of, the ongoing climate change crisis, and there's definitely an argument to be made there.
Yeah, but give us the other side.
Sure, let me give you a couple bits of the other side. Thank you for asking. You could say this bill is bad, and opponents do say so because it might hurt communities, and you would see job losses coming from this. So the images that you're looking at now are actually from a small crowd that gathered on Sunday, yesterday, to show support for these GOP senators who led the walkout. But you know what else is in this bill, Rick? Investing and show support for these GOP senators who led the walkout. The images that you're looking at now are
all right, I'm looking at you. I'm bigger, y'all can see it. Oh, they're blocking me, they're censoring, y'all getting kicked out. Crazy stuff happening. No, it's not crazy, it's oligarchy. All right, let's look, see the people. All right, I see poor, let me see. Yeah, you got a frown short? Yeah, she's not a billionaire. She looked po. He looked po. He looked like he might have some money over here. He might have a ranch or something because he got the cowboy hat. And he looked po. He looked angry and po. Like he might be a biker. That dude, he looked like he's either poor or CIA or something because he got the glasses. He might be like controlled opposition or something. He might be the one paid by the government to start a riot for the propaganda act, that type of thing. And po. All right, he's definitely po. He look at with the blue shirt. He's a contractor. And yeah, so my analysis is these are all poor people. The senator doesn't need your help. That senator is he's a part of the organization that keeps you poor. He's a part of the organizations that keep planned obsolescence and artificial scarcity, which is why you don't have a fair chance to make it in the world. Why you can't grow no cannabis. You can't grow hemp. You can't make no moonshine. You can't cut hair. You can't cut the mullets. You can't do anything that needs for you to survive because these people are oligarchy. They don't need your help in any damn thing, ever. They don't need your money and they don't need your help. They own and are a part of the system that keeps you po. People, stop doing this. And that American flag. Oh, Lord, I got the... People, how many times do I got to say it? Do y'all not watch this? That is a Rothschild flag. It is a emblem and a golden calf to central banking. There is no America. It hadn't existed since 1913 or before that. There is no America. You have a kingdom. You have a Rothschild kingdom, and the land that used to be America is a part of their central banking network. That's all we are. You can stop carrying the flag and the allegiance because them damn senators don't work for you. They work for the oligarchs. All right. Then my analysis, let it keep going. Michelle about to break it down.
Actually, from a small crowd that gathered on Sunday, yesterday, to show support for these GOP senators who led the walkout. But you know what else is in this bill, Rick? Investing in smart grid communication systems and control systems. So electronic smart grid crowd that gathered on Sunday, yesterday, to show support for these GOP senators who led the walkout. But you know what else is in this bill, Rick?
Wait, oh, there you go. Dang it. What's the sign say? That's what I like the Sharpie signs. Hold on, wait. I need to read the sign.
But you know what else is in this bill, Rick?
A lot of protests aren't what they say they're about. I don't trust nobody's news. Let Oregon decide. Yes, I agree with that. Maybe this isn't pro-senator. Hang on. Maybe I talked about my cousins, my poor cousins, and maybe they got their act together. Long live the working class. Stop House Bill 2020. I agree with that. So maybe this isn't support for the senator. Maybe Michelle, you bringing fake news. Magnificent 11. Okay, now that's senator support. Because is 11 of them that's running? I don't know. I forgot. All right, I had to read it. You gotta read the signs. Don't ever trust the news. They have their perspective. Just always read people Sharpie signs. Sharpie. When they get out there Sharpies, oh my God, I think they smell it. They get the smelling that ink. And y'all knew they used to sniff glue back in the day when I was a kid. They sniff glue, make you just write crazy things, y'all. Right.
Investing in smart grid communication systems and control systems. So electronic companies, I did read this bill, electronic companies would have to file a plan to comply with this by the end of 2021. Now, this is not the only thing that's in this bill. Right, I'm going to focus on this because we are seeing a huge media blackout on this aspect of it and in general on the smart grid rollout as a whole across the country. And I think if the public were aware of what's behind this, there would be outrage. So let me break it down. We're talking about smart meters in every household and every business in America being installed in homes, businesses, like I said, by power companies across the country, not just Oregon. And we're talking about round-the-clock monitoring of RFID chips in these appliances that have these chips in them called Energy Star. We see that logo on a lot of our appliances these days. So this is not just happening in Oregon.
So is that a privacy issue? We don't. Why wouldn't I want them to have a
huge privacy implications
how
here.
so?
Because in a sense, on the grounds of improving efficiency or combating climate change, we're seeing the rollout of this intense surveillance technology. And the smart grid means that any electricity system or any energy system, any gas systems are now becoming information systems. So this, along with what's called the Internet of Things, is really going to give us the extinction and the elimination of our privacy, not to mention human health. And I think this should be a major story.
So you're saying it'll be different. Right now we have the meter readers, right? Those are those people we see. They come into our backyard and they see how much electricity you use.
That's right.
And then you get a bill. How is this different?
This is different because this is not happening with people's consent, let alone their knowledge. So this is not to diminish the very real prospect of money interests in this country not wanting cap and trade legislation like this Oregon bill. And it's also not to excuse the GOP senators' behavior by walking out or in some cases actually threatening to shoot the state troopers. That's, of course, a huge piece of theater. But you could say this is, in a way, a blessing in disguise, because we may start to discuss what's actually in this legislation, not just in Oregon, but across the country, where we're rolling out these surveillance systems.
Thank you for the deep dive, proving once again that the devil is in the details.
That's right. Thank you.
Hang on, I'm about to shoot investment. Hold on, wait. Roll out 5G and shoot it. All right, so it's obvious that the bill. I gotta get the robots, y'all. I gotta get the robot, because if you don't have the drones and robots, then you don't know what these bills are about. From the senators that are trying to help you fight climate change, they're not trying to help you. They're not fighting. The people who are causing, if anybody's causing climates to change, and I'm hesitant because the climate's always changed. I'm hesitant to say we even have any effect on it. But if anybody is changing anything in any ecosystem that's causing any kind of climate change anywhere on this big A world, it is your politicians. It is your oligarchy. It is the ones who take money from big corporations to destroy this planet. Okay? That's who it is. Stop going to the criminals to fight crime. You know how stupid that is? That's like the gas. This is why they steal gas from all over the world, billions of barrels, and they bring it to you and they sell it to you, and you can't steal it from them. You can't steal an ounce. They'll put you in prison. All right. I'm sorry. Anytime I start seeing the police state, I'm kind of rooting for the robots a little bit, because I'm kind of a technology guy. I'm curious. I got my drones. So that the bill is to save the lives mattering. They go Lori sees climate change. It's for swarming robots, people. All right, swarming robots. Stay focused. Think about the swarming robots. But Michelle Greenstein is nailing it. This can start a great conversation. Great conversation. Stop putting pork bellies in the bills for the police state. Why? Because these Democrats trying to kill everybody just like the Republicans. It is their job as the oligarchy, and they're not smart enough to know. Half the time, you know what? But I'm gonna be nice. Because the Democrats, they don't really know. I think that they got the D's in history. I think they were just the one behind you in class cheating. The leaders don't really know. I think that they meet with these big corporations and they like sell them on it. Like, listen, if you put this legislation in, if you help us get these RFID chips in the human beings, your citizens, they can go to work and they can just scan. We're maximizing efficiencies. They don't have to take the card out and scan it as they go into the work job. We don't want the Americans having arthritis, because healthcare costs will go up if they gotta keep taking badges and scan them when they go into work. We're gonna help you. Let's put some legislation in there to make the RFID chips mandatory and get 5G rolling. Let's mandate technology. Meet with the requirements to fight arthritis. And the leaders are like, yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. And they get in the bed. Meanwhile, the corporation's like, yeah, we just gonna get some death killer robots swarming to take care of them damn citizens. An infestation that the Rothschilds need to have reduced. All right. I'm sorry. I had a little fun on that one. It's theatrics. And Lori said it a minute ago. The climates are changing. The climates literally change like the weather, people. All right, there's no such thing as a stable climate. It's supposed to change. The earth is supposed to shake it up. Every gardener knows that. Every farmer knows that. People who go outside know this. We only prepare for it, or we become victims of it. That's the only discussion on climate change. We prepare for it, or we become victims of it. You're not going to slow it. You're not going to stop it. This idea, this narcissistic, sociopathic idea that you can stop Earth, that you can stop nature, get over this, y'all. Get over this. Nobody's coming to help us. We got to help ourselves. All right, there's something. RFID will kill. RFID, Hillary, is designed to control. And if you don't actually do what they tell you to, RFID will kill. Or to call the robots, do the killing. It's a terrorist tool. The bill is literally a terrorist edict. All laws are terrorism. All laws are terrorizing. Why? Because if you don't follow them, people with guns will show up. That's the epitome of terror. G just went all Chris Lewis. I did not go Chris Lewis, Beaufont. Y'all know Chris? I did not go Chris, because if I went Chris, I'd have went, that's preaching. I don't preach. I'm not a preacher. I don't get I don't get all of that. That's Southern Baptist preaching in the true format. I don't do that. I'm not from a family of preachers. That's Brother Chris. Something else. I don't know. Let me show the news here and we'll see. I don't know if there's anything else interesting. Oh, no, there was. Hang on. Edumacation. Should edumacation be free, y'all? Should edumacation be free? Wait a minute, where is it? Ooh, that was interesting. You see, y'all see the one with the metal laced baby formula? Did y'all see that? To me, that's fake news. That's fake. Y'all don't see that? We can see that real quick. That's fake news. It's fake news. To me, it's fake news. It's fake news. I tell you why I think it's fake news.
Now a message to parents and some alarming news about baby formula. Now, Perrigo's company, infant-based formula, has recalled more than 23,000 containers, and these are the ones that are sold at Walmart because its product may contain traces of metal. Very scary, and we bring in Trady Chavez with the latest.
The world's largest manufacturer for store brand infant formula is making headlines today after voluntarily recalling over 23,000 of its containers in fear that the powdered milk may contain foreign metal matter. The company announced it's voluntarily recalling one lot, or 23,388 containers of the 35-ounce, 992-gram containers of Parents' Choice Advantage infant formula milk-based powder with iron, sold at Walmart. Although Perrigo says it hasn't received any reports of illness caused by contamination, it adds it has pulled the product as a precautionary measure. The company said in a statement no adverse events have been reported to date, and the recall is being initiated out of an abundance of caution stemming from a consumer report. No other products or retailers are affected by this.
All right, I'm done with that. I don't care. This is why I don't care. They pulled one baby formula off of a shelf of lots of baby formula because it had metal in the baby formula. Let me ask you a question. Is there anything else that has metal in it that we force into babies? I'm gonna stop there because they already obviously censoring. I just got kicked out 5 times, so I'm not even gonna say. We need keywords. Is there anything else metal is in that babies breathe in or is injected into their bodies? That's the first question. Second question, is there any baby formula on the shelf that does not have carcinogens in them because they are grown with GMO soy and sprayed tons of pesticides on them by those who are terrorizing us in government, subsidized. So it's fake news to me. I'm all right. I don't know how to say this, but I'm gonna have to say it because I'm supposed to say truthful things. All right. Is a human baby? I gotta find a baby. Hold on. Let's find a. I gotta find a baby. I gotta show y'all a baby because they ain't stuff out shit no baby. I see the cute baby because Americans are moved by babies. When we see babies, it just changes us. Like, hang on, let me find a baby. See if I can get an example. She got a cute baby. Not all babies are cute, like I said before. What the hell? This is why I do searches. Why I typed in baby. What's this? This is not a baby. What? This is Google is jacked up. This is not a baby. Hang on. I want to see a cute baby. Baby. Baby, baby. That sounds like Frankie Lyman's song. Baby, baby. I forgot the name of the song. All right. All right, cute baby. This is a cute baby. This is a cute baby. This is a cute baby. I see cute baby. Y'all see the babies? Anybody, y'all getting emotional? Everybody getting emotional? See the baby? See the babies. Don't ever show your wife a baby. See the babies. It's a man secret. You go to somebody's house, don't let your baby. See babies. You make sure you keep your wife in the living room and the kitchen. When the baby come down, it's time to go home. See the babies. Everybody getting excited about the baby. See all the babies. All the babies. See the babies. There's another bee that comes with babies. Okay, there's another bee. Another bee. That's part of the reason babies get made. There's another bee that come with babies that get swelling. The baby coming and the other bee like, you know, and it does that for a reason. I don't want to get into it. I let my friend say it's two bees, but the baby come boobies. All right, baby booby, baby booby, baby booby. Baby did no. Now you thought I meant big business? No. Big business doesn't come with the babies. Okay? Boobies come with the babies, people. Boobies. Why the boobies? Somebody tell me, class. I know it's like remedial education here. Big business is not supposed to be booming, making baby formula because you ban boobies in public and feeding babies, and so they buy baby formulas. A whole lot of bees in here. Does anybody, y'all see how cute the babies are? Do you think that this thing was made to have its food made in the damn laboratory by chemical companies? By big business moguls, Rothschilds and Rockefellers? You mean to tell me you're worried about the metal in the baby formula and not the big B in poisoning babies with pesticides and chemicals and every damn thing else? Listen. Y'all, nature works in a certain way, all right? Been working that way for billions of years. I don't want to go down this road too far. The bottom line is there's a bee, there's two bees. Two bees come with babies, and neither one of them start with big or business. It start with booby and boobies, a left one and a right one. Now, all right, let's be fair though. Let's be fair. I'ma be fair. Because not everybody can breastfeed these babies the natural way, supposed to, the way they're designed to get all the enzymes and immune system strong and everything, and get us all jealous, because we just be jealous. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. We don't like them babies on our boobies. We sit back like, you know, all up on me. Yeah, bite that, that's mine. All right, I know, we do that. Stop, let me stop. There are some people who can't do that. So I'm not against big business. No, I take that back. I am against big business. I'm not against business making baby formula, right? Because there are some women who really need that. There are some babies who the women can't breastfeed. And this is where we need common sense solutions. The breastfeeding and the baby, I'm getting excited just thinking. But the whole industry shouldn't be based on greed and billions. Another B. It should be based on babies and women who can't breastfeed. So the little breast formula that's made should be the healthiest and most nutritious thing on the planet. It should be natural and organic and no pesticides and no metal, no GMOs, no experiments at all in it, nowhere. It should be the consistency of a smoothie with no damn over. You know what I'm saying? If we were sentient, if we knew how all the world works in nature and would stop not constantly fighting it, putting billions in the baby formula instead of the boobies and the, anyway, all right, anyway. All right, I'm saying there's always a common sense in the middle thing. Think about what they're not saying. No, you should not be feeding your baby from a shelf by big business. You should be feeding your baby what comes in your boobies. And if you can't, you need to. I think they got organic. They might have organic breast stuff. They might have it. They might have the smoothie and the milk and the cow. No. You have baby. The baby, it goes, it does that and it throws up on your shoulders and stuff. It's a baby. You don't have a cow. All right? Let's stop. Can we stop with the dairy? Stop it. Colin Campbell explained it to you and everybody else done said it. You got a baby. The goal is to make the baby healthy to a 120-pound American baby, not to make a bull. The goal of cow milk is to take a 50-pound calf and make it 500 pounds in a few months or a year. Don't put that in your baby. All right? So let's keep moving. I wanted to show you something else. Let me show you something. That's not why I'm talking about education. Student loans being forgiven. That is the platform on the 2020, not any other things. Not central banking, not big business, not feeding the world, not food automation, not building houses for people, not helping everybody out, not getting rid of some of the laws that keep human beings from surviving, to keep them from competing with big business. Now, I ain't gonna get rid of none of that. That's not gonna happen in 2020. But debt forgiveness is. Debt forgiveness of student loans. Let me see. First of all, let me be honest with you on this one. I'm gonna tell you right off.
A life without student loan debt? Well, that's what U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders.
I'm gonna tell you right off, this is how I work. It's very simple. You're not gonna get me to agree with this in today's model. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Why? For one simple thing. I have no interest in you paying for my student loans. And damn it, I might have about $5,000 still out there. We should do a GoFundMe for my student loan. Use my power. Nah. You're not gonna get my agreement. Well, I want to pay that $5,000. Hell no. Hell no. I work for big business. You know how much money I made them, and the big business didn't take that money and gave it over in campaign contributions. I paid for my education. Hell no. But I don't want that money. I don't want your blood money. You're killing people with that money. I don't want your money. You're terrorizing people. You're dropping bombs on children and weddings. You can keep your dirty money. I don't want your dirty money. I don't want to have nothing to do with your dirty money. I have nothing to do with cheering student loan debts, but I will tell you this: education shouldn't cost a dime. Because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Have you ever charged your children to teach them something? You know how dumb it is to charge the next generation to teach them something, and they got to take care of you when you're old? They have to build the society when they grow up, and you're going to charge them to learn how to survive in the world? Do you know how dumb that idea even is? Debt should not exist for education. No, education shouldn't cost. Now you can have your own little private capitalism school, crony capitalism if you want, and put that mess over there. But there has to be a base education where you make sure the next generation isn't shown the hatred and putting money between them and survival. This is why the kids put y'all in homes. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is why the kids put y'all in homes. They put that, and they're right to do so. They right to do so because you make them pay to survive in their world. You ain't no much different than the central banks. Born into debt, and you got to spend the rest of your life paying it off. Hell no, I disagree. Yeah, I do disagree. Somebody say Ron Paul. I love Ron. First of all, I love Ron Paul to death. Love him to death. That brother speaks his mind exactly how he sees it. Same with Lori. Same with John Sean. Same with Steve. Same with Susan. Who else we got? Same with all you good people. Victoria, y'all speak your minds. I love people for speaking their mind. But I disagree with everybody. Everywhere. And somewhere, I disagree with everybody. But let me say this. I will not take blood money anywhere in my life if I can help it. This is somewhere I know how they're paying for the education system. I know how they pay for these laws, and they pay for these laws by blowing up in the nations and the petrodollar. So I don't want their money, but education shouldn't cost a damn thing. All right, let's look at it.
Is proposing with his latest plan. Now, Sanders says the legislation will forgive the debt for all 45 million Americans paying their student loans every month. And it would also make 2- and 4-year public colleges and universities tuition and debt-free. But paying for this $1.6 trillion tab is a point of contention, even amongst Democrats. Now, Sanders says a tax on Wall Street transactions will cover the cost. Democratic Senator and fellow 2020 candidate Elizabeth Warren announced a plan earlier this month. She wants to cancel student debt for 95% of borrowers. I'd hate to be that 5%. And most of them completely. So to talk about the politics of this and more, we got to go to our 360 view from our political panel. Civil rights attorney Robert Patillo and conservative columnist and editorial director of Reactionary Times, Julio Rivera. Thanks so much for joining us, gentlemen.
Thanks, Scotty.
Okay, I got to start with you, Robert. I mean, first of all, 5%, those poor 5%, who did they make angry that they don't get their college taken care of? But I guess, we got to start off by saying, are all Democrats for free college?
Well, I think it's a conversation we have to have on this side of the aisle. Let's understand that we're 45 million people affected by this. We're talking about an entire generation which has to make decisions on housing, decisions on employment, decisions on whether or not to start a family based upon student loan debts. We have to find some way to reduce this amount, but also to hold these institutions accountable. While they were paying coaches $100 million to coach their basketball team, or giving their trustees tenure and multi-million-dollar budgets, or building new buildings, what that meant for the students, I think these institutions should be held liable for what they did. And also we find a way to create a compromised position to handle the student loan debt, because realistically a lot of it is never going to get paid back, and those defaults that are coming in the next 10 or 20 years have the opportunity to create a new recession. So we need to handle it now before it gets even more out of hand.
Oh, Robert brings up a great big point. Is we have these massive stadiums, these massive...
Common sense, and this is what the Ron Pauls and everyone, this is where they're right. This is where they're right. When you start writing blank checks, you're going to start seeing the same things you see in Congress and universities. I get it. No blank check. But you never charge the next generation for giving them tools to survive in a society you build. That's completely against that concept. Our basis is the next generation. We are supposed to be the upgrades and do anything we can to make sure the next generation is stronger, more solid, more sustainable, and smarter than what we are.
Coaches with big salaries, and yet students can't go to college, can't afford to go to college, but hey, they can afford to, I guess, go to a college football game at least. I got a Julio. Don't we want an educated country, though? Isn't that just as important? So then why are Republicans fighting against free college and free education for those who seek higher education?
Because they're told to. They're literally told to. They're told to get behind and fight for capitalism, when really it's always cronyism. It's always crony capitalism. And the other side, they're told to fight for socialism. And it's actually crony socialism, cronyism. They're told to. They got to keep the base divided. They got to keep the base over here, half the base over there, and half the base over there, so the oligarchy and the corporations can just drive everything home. They can change all the laws they want, they can do any damn thing they want, and nothing will change. They're doing it because they're supposed to. But this is a common sense. I'm appreciating the points being made. Very logical.
Scotty, this is farcical. I mean, the reason why college costs so much is because the government got involved in the first place. This whole idea and this system of basically getting a loan on demand for whatever ridiculous field you want to go ahead and study. You got people paying right now, the average cost in a 4-year university or college is $35,000 a year. It's gone up $7,000 in the last 10 years. And it's because these colleges are going to go ahead and keep charging and raising the cost per credit hour and whatnot, because the government is so readily giving this money out for any major. I've always advocated that colleges, the banks that are giving out these loans, and guidance counselors in high school should rely heavily on the Bureau of Labor Statistics and determine which are the majors that these banks are willing to go ahead and give loans to these students for. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to get an SBA loan, which is a business loan, you're investing in yourself in a sense, you have to produce a 5-year business plan that'll show profitability. If you go ahead right now and you take a random dance studies or whatever ridiculous major, you can't show in a 5-year business plan where you're going to turn a profit and be able to pay that loan.
And you know what?
All right, stop. Stop. All right, first of all, listen, brother, Don't you ever go to the U.S. Department of Labor slavery and ask them a damn thing, all right? Listen, slavery is a bad idea. Number two, if little Shaniqua, she want to dance for a living, she grew up. Y'all ever see the cute videos? How come y'all change your mind when it comes to education? You ever see the cute videos, little girl dancing, doing things like this, 7 years old, and not 7, like 4. Like, dancing to the music, and it's so cute, got the little tutu on, everybody done been to the dance thing, and everybody cheering and loving. What's wrong with that little girl going in the dancing and getting paid for it? I see it's cute on Facebook. You like it and subscribe to it and post it. I gotta see it all the time, and I think it's cute. But how come it's not cute when they grow up? It's because misery loves company. That's why I'm gonna get to the root of it. The root of it is you don't like your job, you don't like your life. You're miserable, and 5 days a week you do something you hate. So you wanna take that hate, which ain't great, and put it on the next generation. I totally disagree. Again, the world is not the same. Let me go back to the picture. The world is not the same it used to be. You know what the hell I'm talking about. See this right here? This is called a robot. Y'all see the robot? See the robot? I'm about to shoot him. Hang on. Boom! Blow him up. Blow him up. I don't blow him up because it's bullshizzle. The robot economy is the bottom line. This is where I do disagree with Ron Paul, because Ron is in, unfortunately, this is my industry. I get his industry. He is a congressman. He understands the Federal Reserve. He taught me all of that. He understands the Constitution, Bill of Rights far beyond me. But what he does not understand is the automation and robot economy. All right? There is nothing that has to have a cost. We don't need planned obsolescence and artificial scarcity anymore. We don't need to send kids into industries the Department of Labor slavery thinks that they should go into. Well, you know what? Cotton's doing pretty good, so what are you going to do for a living? We're only going to give you a loan if you're going to pick some cotton. Where do you live? America? America's great for picking cotton. Hell no, you don't ask them no damn. You don't go to the Department of Labor slavery in Vietnam. What should I go into? What you going to pay for? I'm going to pay for rubber. That's why America came over here and blew up half the damn country and poisoned every damn thing, because we need some rubber slaves, and we need some rubber slaves to pick this rubber. This rubber ain't going to pick itself. Hell no, you don't ask them. Grow the hell up. We need to be upgrades, people. Think about robots and the automation economy. These robots right here, they can either be used to murder these kids, or they can be used to provide for these kids. They can be used to free these kids. They can be used to keep little girls safe walking to school so they're not raped by gangs of men. That's what these robots can be used for. Or they can be used for big corporations to murder and control the population when big corporations and billionaires seem fit. You take those robots, you stop bombing people, you use those robots to provide for people, then little Tina can get the dance on, get the dance on. She can, and then it's cute again, right? Because I disagree. I think it's stupid. I don't think you need a business plan because you have a passion to draw or paint or dance. You leave these kids alone. Don't lie to them about the type of technology you have and what's available to them. That's called psychopathic. How come babies are cute when they're babies and they grow up, you treat them like they're bastards? All right, so I disagree with him. I disagree, and I want to blow him the hell up. Boom! I know I'm playing. Like as an example, Ty just came in the house. Ty should be chasing Ty's passions. That's the real world. The real world is Eileen should be going after Eileen's passions. Eileen's kids, if Eileen got grandkids, if they want to draw with crayons for a living, they should do that. That's why it's called a passion. We're supposed to be getting better at what we do at making people happy, making people peaceful, giving them joy, making it a blessing to live on this planet we're supposed to be stewarding. We're supposed to be stewarding the human race, not enslaving them because we hate our slavery, so they need to fight for theirs too. We're supposed to protect the next generation and do better for them. All right, so I completely disagree with what he got to say. That's just bullshit.
There might be some dance study majors, not to go up against them, who might actually have a great 5-year plan of opening up their own studio and how they want to repay it back. But that being said, Democrats say they will...
No, she shouldn't open, Shaniqua shouldn't open a studio. Maybe Shaniqua just want to do the belly dance in her own home. She should be able to just get that right there in her own home. Maybe she just wants to do it at coffee shops and small local locations. Maybe she shouldn't have to do it to try to make millions of dollars to pay bills over her lifetime. That's stupid. Energy's free, Water is free, housing can be free, food can be free. The human race can be free. You don't need to charge them rent for being born. We need to stop it with this colonization, central banking thinking that people are born into a conflict world where they gotta fight and earn their way. They don't have to earn a damn thing. They're like any old monkey or cockroach, anything else born on this planet. They don't have to earn your way. We have the technology to make sure we can look out for all these babies. We just choose not to because we're psychopathic, financial, little Federal Reserve bankers ourselves.
Continue to raise taxes on the wealthy to pay for it, but at some point, do they tap out? Is that really a realistic way just to say, or is that just words? Robert? Well, the issue is that Republicans only get interested in the deficit, the debt, and spending when it's somebody else affected. When they were passing $1.5 trillion tax cut, nobody asked how you're going to pay for that. When they were passing $1.5 trillion spending bill, nobody asked how you're going to pay that. We haven't paid for the Bush tax cuts yet, let alone the Trump tax cuts. But when it comes to educating a generation, when it comes to helping a socioeconomic rung below you, somehow all of a sudden we have to become accountants and find out exactly where the pennies are going to be made from. Let's pay for the exact same money we pay for all these wars with. If we can afford a $13 billion aircraft carrier with electronic catapults on it, then we can afford to send some kids to school. And let's figure out a way to make those things happen. But Robert, let me...
He's right. He ain't saying the whole truth, but he's right. He's right. We got the money. Anytime, but it's not a Republican thing. This is a Republican Democrat. This is a bipartisan thing. This is not the left cheek or the right cheek. This is both cheeks and the anus in the middle because it works together. It's just the bull shizzle that comes out the back. They all do. They got all the money for war. They got all the money for destruction. They got all the money to do anything they want around the world that they're told to do by these Rothschilds and Rockefellers and big corporations, but they ain't got a damn thing for the next generation. So you got one side that's got their narrative, another side's got their narrative, but the truth is neither one of them got any money for it. And the other truth that he's telling is back to the robots. You can blow the world up, you can save the world. Blow the world up, you can save the world. You got the resources to deploy the automation to help everybody out. So this isn't even a discussion. The only reason that the people who start universities want to make money is because they have to. There are people who teach because they love teaching. Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that there are professors who teach and they profess all damn day because they love professing, but they got to make money. Money is what breaks the human race. Money is what keeps us in competition. There are people who love running schools and love kids. There are people who love writing software and engineering. There are people who love all these things. There is no logical reason why human beings can't be free to go do what they want. So he's only telling the part truth, but he's right. He's right, but he's only telling part of the truth.
Push back on you on how you started this conversation. $1 million stadiums, $1 million coaches. Why doesn't the universities first have to be held responsible to put their own money back into their university? I'm not talking about a coach's salary, but into a student's education before they go and try to get the taxpayers to pay any more of it.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. I feel like we need to have congressional hearings. We need to bring the heads of things like SACs and the accrediting institutions from the presidents of these major universities and make sure they are held accountable, because there's no reason that John Calipari or Nick Saban should be the highest paid government employees in their entire state.
And real quick, Julio, I got to leave this one with you. The last final word on this. Does this not incentivize everybody to go to college? And does that actually a good thing? Why aren't Republicans focusing on these community colleges or trade schools is where the money needs to be invested in?
Well, I think that they have been. There have been some programs that come about, and now I know it's specifically in the cybersecurity field, they're putting a lot more into apprenticeships, and they're finding a lot of new organizations that they're going ahead and giving accreditation to. So yes, it is important to foster trade schools and apprenticeships in this country, because we're a service-based economy right now, and people need skills that they can actually market and make money off of.
Well, and that's the thing, and we can make money
People do not need skills that they can market and make money for Rothschilds and Rockefellers and big corporations making murder robots for it. No, they do not. Yes, I got my student loan because I went into computer science. They just threw the money. Hey, take the money, take the money. He gonna make killer robots for us. We gonna murder them later. No, people don't need the skills to make money. People need skills to help build a better world. People need skills to become a part of a collective and take their passion, the thing that they will do 120% at, not the thing that makes money that they hate doing and they're only going to deploy 30%. You want people to be efficient. You want to be productive. So that's actually a good debate. Let me wrap this up. So yeah, I know education should not cost a thing. No, but we should not be paying back student loans. Student loans are not a thing. Nobody should get a loan to get the skills they need to survive and chase their passions on this planet. All right, do the comments. I'm gonna get out of here. That was a good discussion. That actually was a good discussion. I just didn't appreciate what but it's always, they always put in those narratives. Yeah, y'all ever catch that? And this is why it's so hard for me to watch the news, because they're always slipping in this Republican Democrat thing. And it's constantly, even on RT, programming people to believe that there's any difference between Republicans and Democrats. To actually keep people playing from within the matrix they want them to, because RT's got to sell papers too, I guess. John Sean, there's indoctrination everywhere. That is why I am not a fan of bringing children here. Oh, okay, Susan, but y'all want the children debate if we should have babies and not have babies. Well, first of all, if you got boobies, we're having babies unless you turn off the baby making machines. You gotta turn them off. Should we bring babies in the world? I think we have to bring babies in the world. But we don't have an overpopulation problem. We have a oligarchy problem. We have a resource allocation problem, and we have a sovereignty problem. We have a problem with not letting parents raise the children they are renting from the universe. We have a problem not respecting the decisions that they make, and the oligarchy makes it for them. So I'm all hesitant on the children thing, because if I had a baby, this show probably last a year, because the first time they try to inject something in them, it's going to be consequences and repercussions that I'm going to have to deal with. I do not believe in forcing anything in a baby's veins. Anything. Has nothing to do with the V word. I don't believe in forcing anything over a natural creature. I don't. Community college is most cost effective. It is, and every college should be a community college. I mean, if you want the elites to have their own little thing, they can have their own little thing, but every community should have a college. That student loan debt is the bankster's vampire's favorite treat. Well, right, and this is what they do. This is what I'm saying, Patricia. Like, they always own both sides of the debates. You're either for, forgiving student loans, or you're against them. You're not against this idea, should a student have to take a loan out if education actually costs anything. I would guarantee you, if you said, you know what, we're looking for professors and teachers to live in a sustainable community, and we will make sure we house you, we feed you, and you can go on so many vacations a year if you just come teach these students. You know what would happen? You know what would happen? You don't give them any money. You just say, we're going to love you, take care of you, feed you, you have your freedom, fresh organic food, you can go on a few vacations, we'll make sure we look out for you. All you got to do is teach. You would have people who love children and people who love teaching and professing flock to that university. And that would be the most intelligent, smartest school on the planet. Then you have the psychopaths go get them paychecks, that $140,000 a year teaching job that wants the Benz in the big house. They do it because it makes money, not because they love it. That's what I'm saying, leave kids alone. Let them grow up into adults and do the thing that they love doing. We don't have to force people to be slaves anymore. Common sense and street smarts are more important. They absolutely are, Courtney. They absolutely are. But I think part of the conflict with the education system is not really education, and people are right with that. It's indoctrination, because it's centrally managed, right? If it's not centrally managed, then education becomes what it's supposed to be, just educated, right? There's no lesson plan. And why do you gotta force people through school in 4 years? Because they gotta get out and get a job and make money for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and become a slave. Why can't somebody be in school for 20 years? I know people, they just love learning. Why can't you be in school for life and just keep making education better and better about teaching and learning and street smarts and things like that? Performing arts schools are the first ones to get funding cut. Not important in capitalist society. Right, Victoria, because it's cronyism. It's cronyism. They're not interested in your creativity. They just want you to do what they say. They, it's like George Carlin said, they don't want educated, smart, creative people. They just want people dumb enough to push the buttons and run the system the way they design and they want it to be run. I tell you, I'm gonna give you a little secret. I'm gonna give you a little hint, Victoria. I give you probably already know. I give you a hint. Wealthy people ain't the smartest people on the planet. Our elites that model society, they are not the smartest people on the planet, and they don't like that. They don't like that you're smarter than them. They don't like that you're more creative than they are. They don't like the fact that art, music, and all these things that trigger the left and the right side of your brain, they don't like that. They don't like you poets and you story writers and creativity, because creative uppity slaves, y'all get ideas. Y'all get them damn ideas. You get too much art in the school, Victoria, oh no. Y'all start talking like John and revolt and freedom and sovereignty and stuff. Oh, you can't have that. You can't have revolutionary thinking. They just want robots. They want slaves. They got biological robots right now, and they're going to convert them to electric robots later. Old robots. Everybody watch Dust on YouTube. I didn't see Dust. Thank you, Ty. I have to watch it. Let go of all the microcontrol crap and let go of let go to wonderful freedom. Wouldn't that be a thing, Susan, if we stop cheering our slave masters to control us? I love that. I wish we could. We are sovereign beings. Yes, Susan, and everybody is a sovereign being. This is what I'm saying, that I don't think you love yourself if you don't love everybody else. I don't think you respect yourself if you don't respect everybody else. I don't think you really love you if you don't love your own sovereignty and your own freedom, and you feel that you need to elect representatives to tell you how to live your life. I think that's insanity. And if you don't respect sovereignty that you disagree with, I don't think you really respect your sovereignty. This is why I kind of think we are a slave species. I kind of believe those theories that we were sent here as like slaves. But you got so many people with these slave mentalities, they will not let it go, like a dog with a bone. I try to tell them every day, listen, Susan, like that voting is a bad idea. You don't need to cheer for the different direction you want the plantation to go. You probably want to end the plantation. You don't need a master no more. And speaking of that, that's going to be another question that's not in the 2020 elections, 2020 debates, is whether or not we can have a direct democracy, whether or not adults over the age of 50 can vote on the bills and laws that they like and don't like. That's not going to be a question. Not going to be a question at all. That's why I ain't watching. I ain't going to watch 2 seconds of any of the 2020 debates, because I really don't care. I don't care. They're not about freeing me. They're not about letting me be adult. They want me to grow and to be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, cheering for my plantation masters to control me and tell me how to live my life, tell my kids what industries they can go into, what jobs they can have to get student loans, which Rothschilds and Rockefellers they can work for, what slave plantations are hot and popping they need to join till the robots kill them. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm an adult. I put my pants on, put my drawers on this morning. One side at a time, one leg at a time. I don't need your help. I don't need your politicians' help. I don't need your representatives' help. Democrats don't spend stupidity because he doesn't like it. Democrats don't spend stupidly because he doesn't like it. He doesn't like Republicans. Question mark. No fraud. I have no idea what that's. And maybe I drank too much coffee. I have to reread that and think about it slow. The talking heads never speak the whole truth. No, Victoria, they don't. They don't. You cannot educate people. You cannot wake people up. You start waking people up, they'll actually want their freedom. We should care about spending, since I didn't agree with what Democrats want to do either with money, which is support for Pentagon and Cabal. Who needs to get off the screen? Yeah, Ty, you just swing. Ty, what's it like, 4 a.m.? Ty, a little moody this morning. Ty ain't playing. Which is true, and this is the whole point, is that they keep doing this partial stuff, right? But I think, I'm not going to call the name you call. I'm going to say that dude, brother man. He got to make money too. He got to put food in his belly. He doesn't know how to dance. He can't draw a crowd like you, Ty. He can't entertain. But he can play to a side in a debate so that he'll get on TV. And that's what I kind of think it is. I think that they say the things that will get people cheering on one side, so they keep re-inviting them back on television. It's all entertainment. It is all entertainment. It always has been. That actually reminds me of something else. It's always entertainment. It's always Hollywood. Hollywood! It always is, as you know. People are just acting. They're acting. We acting monkeys. Acting. We just acting. 98% monkeys love an act. We love acting. You know, it's like, what was this? Robert De Niro, didn't he have something to say? Yeah. Like, oh, because you making me think of something. I do got to show you something. I want to see something real quick. Hold on.
All right, a slew of left-leaning celebrities joined forces to create a video for Now This, accusing President Trump of Russian collusion. Now, all of this despite Bob Mueller declining to recommend charges be brought against the president. Hollywood continues this narrative. Joining us to examine the topic, attorney and media analyst Lionel of Lionel Media. Okay, Lionel, my friend,
I love Lionel, but I got to put a Dave Chappelle quote right in front of this. Stop worshiping celebrities. Stop worshiping Hollywood. These people are actors. Stop worshiping them. They are literally not real, and they are great at acting. Fantastic at acting, all right? They make money through giving you the idea that they are a person they are not. Same issue I have with lawyers becoming politicians. They make careers lying to some of the most cheese-backed up, constipated people on the planet called judges. So constipated they don't wear pants, they got to wear sheets. Because they're so constipated they don't smile. They on the toilet all the time. They don't have time to pull down the pants. They eat too much cheese. All right, I'm sorry. That's why they wear robes.
Does it make any difference to these celebrities like Robert De Niro or Stephen King that the special counsel did not recommend charges?
No.
The end. All right.
No. Not only does it make no difference, I would venture to say, I don't know if they realize what the result was, what the findings were. You know, Manila, let me just explain something very quickly. These people live in a world of make-believe. Robert De Niro has convinced people that this man who was raised in Greenwich Village, the father of an artist, all of a sudden is a tough guy. That he's a tough guy or a member of the mob or a real tough guy. This is an artist. He's a very, well, whatever. But so Stephen King and others who are these people who live in a world of make-believe in which they take on the positions of characters and the like, they are used to taking on different characters in which they believe that they are this person for whatever it's worth. But you know, it's funny, Manila, you never hear about, let's say, those, and I hate to use the word left or right, but there are some people who do not necessarily think this, or maybe there are some Trump supporters somewhere in Hollywood, and the question is, well, why don't we hear from them? Are there that few of number, or are they under the illusion or the correct belief that it's political and it's career suicide to do so? So remember, these people are the loudest. They're not the, you have no, I take it from me, I'm not gonna reveal this, but the number of people, big business, Wall Street types, who fund and who are responsible for the lifeblood of Hollywood, they are absolutely not in this camp. Not necessarily Trump acolytes, but don't let this confuse you. And ask yourself this question. Do you think mainstream America really cares, honestly, truthfully, what Rob Reiner or Rosie Perez thinks about any? No, seriously. Do you think?
Well,
I
Career suicide. Anybody would be stupid to commit career suicide in a society you starve and die and thrown in prison if you don't earn, if you can't buy and sell. I mean, even me, I walked away from big salary, but I still had to make sure I'm buying and selling. I had to make sure that I still can draw. So this is why the guy got to say Democrat all the time. The other guy say Republican, I think he did, is because they have to continue the show. They must keep the show going. And he actually probably doesn't believe anything that he said. He probably, let me turn this on. I don't think, he might not have believed none of it. He sounds like he's an intelligent dude, but what he understands is he has to say the things that will get him hired for gigs. Gigs with RT, gigs with CBS, gigs with ABC. And that usually is what Hollywood promotes. Pro-war, the Democrats and Republicans are different, oligarchy's a good idea. The people causing any climate that might be changing and geoengineering are good people to fight climate change and geoengineering. The people who roll out the police state are good people to go to fight the police state. The people who are funneling weapons all over the planet are good to stop funneling weapons in your country and gun control. The people who write all the laws are good for freedom and democracy and moving us forward. The people who are poisoning the health of everybody in the country and on the planet are good to give universal health care from. It's this narrative, it's this show. The show must always go on, and it will continue to go on until people start to see the strings, until we start to talk about the strings, until we start to laugh at the ignorance. That's why I laugh all the time. I don't laugh at people, I laugh at ignorance. We have to laugh at ignorance. We can no longer allow ignorant to become popular and serious. It becomes popular when taken serious. I mean, really think about it. When people say ignorant things and we don't laugh at the ridiculousness of it, somebody's gonna take it serious. If we don't laugh at it again, two people are gonna take it serious. And the crowd's gonna take it serious. And then you got a lot of people who are influenced by these charismatic actors who are taking ignorance seriously. And then we have popular ignorance, which is where we are today, class. Popular ignorance, because they destroyed comedy and comedians no longer laugh at ignorance. They're not even allowed to, they're censored when they do. Always laugh at ignorance, not ignorant people. It's just indoctrination. But a lot of us are indoctrinated to be one-sided and ignorant of something else. We have to laugh at it, and this is why the only thing that really matters is the truth. Only thing that matters is the truth. All right, what time is it? Damn it, I gotta get going. All right, let me read some comments and I'm gonna run. So the sound, the masquerade ties. And that's what it is. It's a masquerade. Continue the show. Why? Because the show is entertaining. The show is fun. The show gives you somebody to talk about. You can't go to the Vendeteria and talk about what Ty said. Don't nobody know Ty. Not at your job. You can't go to the Vendeteria and lunchtime from slavery, put your cotton bag down, talk about Gerard. Don't nobody know who the hell you talking about. What the Gerard? Who the hell is that? But you can talk about Robert De Niro. You can talk about our stars, the Dave Chappelle's. You can talk about the Stephen Kings, and you get that relationship, and you get the ego hit because you let somebody else know about somebody you know in common that never met, don't know nothing about them at all. They could be pedophiles and all kind of sex trafficking. You wouldn't know nothing about it. But it's a show. And everybody gets an ego hit. Everybody gets that dopamine hit from cheering Hollywood, listening to people that don't know a damn thing about a damn thing, but they're phenomenal actors pretending and jumping into caricatures that are not true, not real. Terrorism is terror. And that was try to bring it back full circle. Why does terrorism exist? Because we still believe. People are terrorized because we still believe. We believe the people who are creating the terror are actually fighting the terror. We're still playing this game with them. We're still pretending we don't see strings from people who are extremely abusive and murderous. We don't ask the right question in these debates. Which is why we need to stop watching. I'm not going to watch any second of any debate because I don't care. I already know the right questions are not going to be asked. I know that they have zero interest in addressing any real issues in the world. No 2020 will, because if any 2020 addressed any real issue in any significant way that didn't make billionaires big money, they kill them. And that's just the real story. You don't have to like it, but that's just the real story. That's the real story. You know something different, you let me know the truth. Tell me something. Tell me something I don't know. I was going to go down here and take a peek. I always get some of the best answers when I ask questions on here. I'll go see the thread. Oh yeah, and that was an interesting one. How many Americans are living in cars, but we're still sending 3.8 billion to Israel. Americans living in cars, sending 3.8 billion to Israel. That's why it's no different than Obama. I'd see the same thing. Is that great again? Did Obama go in and fight corruption, or did he join the corruption, become a part of it? Questions that won't be asked in the 2020 debate. Let me see what we got. Yeah, Federal Reserve questions. Nope, the Federal Reserve will not be coming up in 2020. I'm not sure if I can show you this. I might have to close out your chat for a second so you can see it. I'll do that. Anything on the Federal Reserve won't be asked. Nothing on sex trafficking will be asked. Was it Brother Manuel asked, what are your plans to abolish unjust and explosive capitalistic system? Not going to be asked. They are not going to talk about cronyism. If it makes big corporations money, the oligarchs aren't going to allow it. Why are chemtrails? Why are we chemtrailing U.S. citizens and breaking Nuremberg Code? Tiffany, they're not going to ask that. They don't care. They make money to do it. They're an oligarchy. They've been experimenting on the population since the beginning of time, and they're going to keep doing it. Will they actually tell the truth? No, Brother Mel. Lying is a part of the game. That's why they're great lawyers, make great politicians. They got to be good at lying, and people got to believe in it. What's going to happen to the school building and the Walmarts when they close them down? Brother Michael, they're not going to answer that question. They're going to become FEMA camps, and that's where we're all going to go to live, to be re-educated, so we start cheering Hollywood again. Sister Cindy saying, how many military bases will be closing the first year elected? 0. No, that's not going to be asked in the 2020 debates at all. They need to open more military bases. We're building a kingdom and an empire for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers before they turn around and use it on us. Brother David's asked, will your support ending for all forms of support with Israel? Nope, David, they're not going to ask that. Somebody high up in the Rothschilds loves the Zionists, hates the Jews, hates the Christians, hates the Muslims, trying to take over the world, so that's not going to be asked either. How many sacrifices do you do you make to summon the archives, right? Now they're not going to talk about, what's that, Bohemian Grove? Yeah, they're not going to talk about that at all, Susan. That will not be a debate question. Will you stop the perpetual profit for wars? Nope, niece, they're not. You know they're not going to stop that. That's big money. That's big money. It's how they beat the other guy out in the campaign. They beat the other lady out, and they do it. They put on the white dresses in Congress, and people actually believe that people bombing children in white dresses are nicer than people in suits. Geoengineering, Brother Michael, that's not going to be a question, not even on the charts, even though they got the patents and they signed the international agreement that they wouldn't use weather weapons against their own populations in the 50s or 60s, whenever that was, but weather weapons really don't exist. Brother Michael, geoengineering is a fantasy and you're a conspiracy theorist for bringing it up, even though they actually signed the agreement and have the patents for the weapons. What else ain't going to be asked? A whole bunch of good ones on here. How much money do you receive from lobbyists? Maria, they are not going to ask that question because they all take the big money. See, all the things that the anus agrees on. I love y'all. Y'all are so fun. Y'all are so fun. But these are all the things the whole anus agrees on. They're not going to debate the things that the anus agrees on. You got a left cheek and a right cheek, and the anus in the middle. And they terrorize everybody what comes out the middle. Dropping bullshizzle on everybody. All right, I gotta get going. Let me see. I like how Gerard says each person is perfectly in who they are. Because they are, Lori. They are. They are. And that's how we build a family. You accept everybody for their own perfections, you know? Everybody, to me, everybody's perfect. I got nobody to change. I am not changing Lori. I'm not changing Sandy. What do I know about Jasmine or Susan or Patricia or Victoria or Deborah or Ty or Michael or Letitia, John? I don't know anything about where you were born, how you grew up, what you experienced, the quiet things you never said, how you were abused, who done did you wrong. You're perfect. You are perfect in how you were brought up. From my perspective, the only person, Lori, I got to work on is me. That's it. The only imperfect one I know is me. And I do that by dealing with my indoctrination. All the people who tried to control me, tell me how to be, from the Christian community to the American community to the Black community to the Is there a gardening community? There's no garden. They don't try to. Yeah, actually, no, they do. It's an okra community. They try to control me. All I do is I'm trying to become a sovereign creature and get rid of all of that indoctrination, all of that crap everybody tried to control in me. But from my perspective, everybody's perfect but me. I need to work on me, not everybody else. Because when I try to work on you, what does that make me? That makes me, by definition, a terrorizer. It means I want to terrorize you from becoming you. And this whole voting thing of getting other people together to terrorize in a nice way and force you to be like me or think like me is psychopathic, sociopathic, and narcissistic. And I don't know what any of them words mean, but y'all respond to them. So everybody's perfect. And I think once you accept that everybody's sovereign and they're perfect and they need to work on them and you need to work on you and you stay in your mirror, then this world will go the right way. Until then, we are waiting for the asteroid come to wipe everybody out because we never gained enough intelligence, empathy, and sentience to leave everybody else the hell alone. All right, how you going? It's Gerard. Y'all have a great day. Happy Tuesday. I'm out of here. Y'all have fun. Don't be a terrorist. That's not cute. It's not funny. It's not fun. Be you. Let other people be them. And then we can actually figure out how to fix this world. I'm out. Bye-bye.